Hello and welcome to another episode of the Magic Kings podcast with the great big beautiful dads. It's just us tonight, Mike. What's going on?
We're back. The original crew is back.
It's been a while, I feel. Well, we had your trip recap, and we've had a bunch of episodes with guests, but it's just back to the core too now. It's like we're like Mickey and Minnie, or maybe Chip and Dale. I don't know.
Yeah. Probably more like Goofy and Pluto or Goofy and Donald, but that's okay.
Maybe Woody and Buzz. I don't know.
Woody and Buzz. That's
a good one.
Yeah. Mike and Sully.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess you're Mike.
Yeah.
So thanks to everyone for leaving reviews, 5-star reviews, of this podcast. Please, anyone out there, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star rating and review. We just love to see those come in and really appreciate it. We're not here to talk about that tonight, Mike. You're driving this episode. What are we doing tonight?
So, Steve, I don't know if you've seen the news recently. It's going around the socials. There's a lot of hubbub about the changes going on with a fan favorite, one of a pod favorite, Carousel of Progress. I don't know if you've seen this. A lot of stirring about how they're doing pretty much a complete overhaul of Carousel of Progress. I get it, but I also kind of understand where they're coming from. I saw an interesting take that was, I thought it was worth calling out. I forget who the gentleman was. It was somebody on social media. Sorry if I'm stealing this. I did not come up with this take on my own. But the original intent was like, Carousel of Progress came out in the 60s. What did the people in that time live through? The innovations of that time, did they live through to get to that point and that point of technology? And that's been lost. Obviously, now we're in 2026, and there's scenes from the 20s, the 40s, the 30s, right? Like people in our generation and even our parents' generation never really lived through those changes, those things that happened. So I feel like it kind of makes sense from that perspective that the new updates to Carousel of Progress are going to be something that, maybe our parents or grandparents' generation like actually lived through, and then we kind of understood and innovations and things like that to get to this point. And then they're adding some future stuff, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm going to reserve judgment. I know I have a ton of, love for that ride, but that's not what we're here to talk about. I just wanted to shout that out. We are here. That stirred something in my mind. We're here to talk about rides and attractions that are gone but not forgotten, Steve.
Gone but not forgotten.
Yeah, and maybe just tease a little bit of the end here. Maybe we can even brainstorm on what we think, and this kind of ties into our Imagineering episode, what we think might get replaced in the future, that when we are grandparents, older parents, that we'll be telling our kids and grandkids, hey, I remember there was a ride here that was this, right? So maybe we can do some future speculation here at the end of the episode.
I would love to do that. Yeah, and given the fact that Carousel of Progress, which was not an opening day attraction but close, and the attraction predated Disney World, and it was from the 60s, as you said. Yeah, I have so much faith in Disney, probably too much, that I think it's going to be cool, but I will for sure miss the Carousel of Progress. It's starting now in 1969 with the moon landing, and our parents were kids. I mean, they were teenagers. At least my parents were at that time. Like, that's recent, in their times. But in 1970, whatever, 6 or whatever, whenever it came to Disney World, the people who were our parents' age then had lived through all those things, just as you said. So I get it. But it's going to be tough to lose. It's going to be tough. Just like everything else, just like Muppet Vision 3D, right? Yep. Just like all these other things that are updated, it's going to be tough to lose. But I'm excited to see what they do with it. So
I am too. It's not going to scare me away. I'll be there.
That's right.
As long as they still got the jingle, the tune, something to hang our hat on here as great big beautiful dads.
That's right. I want to also say, I don't know if you can see my sweatshirt. This is courtesy of my sister.
Wow.
It's goofy.
I love it.
Steve the Magic King on it.
Oh, that's awesome. Incredible.
Goofy. When we get our merch going, we're going to have to get
it's gonna be fun. Merch store. We have a merch store incoming. Let's go.
But yeah, so the Carousel of Progress, those scenes will not be forgotten, is what we're saying. They'll be gone, but they won't be forgotten.
That's right.
So I think we each came up with some of the things that we remember. And maybe are we going to go back and forth? Well, I'll let you drive. What are we doing here?
Let's go back and forth because I sent you my list, but I don't want to take all of them because I know you've probably got some takes on maybe some of these. Feel free to steal some of mine, but I have not seen your full list, so I'm interested to hear what you've got. But I just threw as we were planning this episode, I threw a bunch down on paper that for me are ones that I vividly remember. Yes. And we've talked about a lot on the pod too. So I just wanted to call it out. And I did some digging here. I did some light research just to throw some fun facts around.
Wow.
Let's start it off with, Steve, something that you and I love dearly, which is Club Cool. Now, Club Cool's not gone, and it's not forgotten, but the original Ice Cave Club Cool is gone.
Yes.
So if you've been to Club Cool recently, it's a storefront, in between Connections and Creations. It's very modern, very, sleek with the Coca-Cola. Back in the day, the Club Cool was literally an ice cave. It wasn't, I don't think it was real ice because I don't think they would have got it. But you could go inside and they had like misters and it was very cool. And obviously you could do the soda tasting the same way you can do it today. So the original Ice Station Cool is what they called it. In June of 1998, it opened in the Epcot Innovations area.
Yes.
And then it was rebranded and relocated as Club Cool in 2005. And then it was moved again when they redid the Connections Creations area in 2019. So, and then it reopened in 2021. So the Club Cool that we know and love, the reason we love it so much is, I think, because of those memories of the old ice cave days.
100%. Yeah. Do you remember when you walked in, there was a guy, this is going to sound like gruesome, but there was like a guy who had been like frozen.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? What was the deal with that?
I don't know. It was weird. And there was like there was like one of those like snow cat things. What do they call it? The like snow groomers from a ski mountain like outside. Yeah. It was wild. Google it, listeners. Google it. Yeah. And you'll find some cool pictures. But it was great. So I had to call that out. Club Cool still around. We love Club Cool. Don't go anywhere, Club Cool.
No, stay.
It's one of the last vestiges of Beverly on Earth.
Sold on.
The Beverly boys here will be devastated if that goes away. But the original Club Cool Ice Cave, I got to shout it out.
I love it. No, that was so great. Yeah, the Ice Station Cool thing, it made a little more sense because, like you said, it was the misters. I kind of forgot about that, but it was a lot cooler in there. It wasn't just AC. And I do kind of wish they would bring that back, but yeah, I got nothing but love for Club Cool. No, that's a great one. So I had one. I mean, I'm tempted to take some of you because some of the, you know what?
Go for it.
Steal one of yours?
No, you can steal.
One ride that I really do miss. It's right where currently I think the most popular ride at Disney World is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Mm-hmm. But what used to be there was at one time called Universe of Energy.
Yep.
And then I believe it was called like Ellen's Energy Adventure or something like that.
Correct. Yep.
And that was there for so many, and that was one of my favorite Epcot attractions when I was a kid. It featured Ellen DeGeneres,
yep,
Bill Nye the Science Guy,
that's right,
the late Alex Trebek,
yep,
if you recall. Also Albert Einstein. I don't think it was the real one, but he was part of it.
Wait, it wasn't really Albert Einstein?
I don't know. I didn't fact check that. And then who was Ellen's rival? Was it like Jamie Lee Curtis? It was like some like famous actress was also part of it, but not playing herself. But yeah, I'd have to look into that. But you go in and Ellen DeGeneres, who was, a very funny person, is learning all about energy. And she has this dream where she's on Jeopardy, and then Bill Nye the Science Guy shows up, and they're talking about how fossil fuels are going to be running out, and what are the energy, there's nuclear, there's wind, there's solar, and It was actually, I don't know if you know this, Mike. I may have said this in the podcast, but I believe it was considered the first trackless ride at Disney World.
Yeah, I think we've talked about that before. Yeah.
Because when you actually, well, you go into seating, and it was these large seating things, but they would actually move through the ride, and you'd go to different scenes, and you'd see like dinosaurs and stuff like that, and it was really cool. And Universe of Energy, whatever it was called in the end, was closed to make way for the building. It was, that building was taken down, and the Cosmic Rewind building was put in its place. But it was right there at the beginning of Epcot, and it was also energy self-sufficient, that pavilion. So it was a really cool part of Epcot that I think is kind of missing now.
The building is still there. It's actually the Q building for Guardians of the Galaxy. So when you see behind the spaceship, it's like that like stepped building. That's actually the building that it was, and they that is now the Q and the pre-show for Guardians of the Galaxy. And then obviously Guardians is in that big blue building that they try to blend in with the sky. Yeah, that was an opening day Epcot attraction, Steve.
Wow.
1982. And it was around for, it says, about 35 years. Yeah, that was there for a while. Great ride.
That was. No, it was a great one. It was just a quintessential part of Epcot. So that was a good call by you to include that. I kind of forgot about that ride a little bit, but
all right, I've got another one, and this one is another one that was right in that same area in Epcot. I've got a lot of Epcot on here. This is, you might see this theme. Yes. But there's others. We'll talk about others as well. Body Wars. Do you remember Body Wars, Steve?
100%. Body Wars was fantastic.
Body Wars was awesome. And it was the same almost ride vehicle as Star Tours, right?
Yes.
So premise was that you got shrunk down to a molecule-sized craft, and you were shot into a human body.
Yes.
I vividly remember this ride because it was kind of traumatic, but also really cool. And this was in the Wonders of Life Pavilion. Do you remember the Wonders of Life Pavilion, Steve?
100%. We've talked about that, I think, on the Imagineering episode, how it's just sitting there.
Yep. Yeah, and it's vacant now. It's that big dome building that you can see, and it's just like behind the trees. They just blocked it off. I think at one point they were trying to do something there, but it didn't come to fruition.
It was going to be this thing called the Play Pavilion, which I don't really know what the deal with that was, but I think COVID kind of derailed that, and then now it's just it's still on the map. Even you can see like the building on the map, which is funny, but.
Well, it's a very unique building. It's kind of unmistakable. Like you can see it, right? It's like a big gold dome. Totally. Yeah, I'm sure that at some point they will make use of that building and do something cool. I've faith that they'll probably to have to put something else there to take away from like the Cosmic Rewind wait times, right? Like I feel like
totally right
between Test Track and Cosmic, like two of the longest waits, two of the best rides, right? But like. Maybe like pull some heat off those other ones.
100%. All that's there is Mission Space, right? Which can only take so much.
And a lot of there's people people get queasy on Mission Space, so not everyone's into that one. So yeah, it's tough.
No, you need to stop people in between for sure. Yeah. So I don't know what's going to go in there, but it was Body Wars, and then there was Cranium Command was in there too, which was another show that was fantastic as well.
Yeah, that's a great one too.
Now, do you think here's a controversial question? If Body Wars was still around, do you think Star Tours would be as underrated? What I mean is, like, would there be kind of another ride that was, similar to Star Tours, and so Star Tours wouldn't be quite as cool? What do you think?
So, I don't know. Why I really think, and one of the true reasons that I think Star Tours still holds up and is one of my favorite rides is because they continue to update.
True.
The scenes and it's like the lottery style, so it's always different. Body Wars didn't really have that. So like the aspect of being able to update it with new Star Wars scenes, new characters of the new shows of, they bring in Andor and they bring in Ahsoka Tano and they brought in, the other, new Disney IP Star Wars characters to Star Tours. I don't think a lot. I mean, I don't know why Star Tours isn't more popular. Maybe it's just that they move people through really fast and it feels like it's not busy. But to me, that's what lets it hold up. It's not necessarily like the ride vehicle. The ride vehicle is the ride vehicle. It's not like super high tech or anything. It's more the fact that they're continuing to update it and it changes every time you go on it. So it's like keeps it interesting. Body Wars, like I said, didn't really have that aspect to it. It was kind of like a set show. So yeah, I don't think it takes away or would take away from Star Tours in my mind, because it's, same vehicle but different concept.
I agree 100% with that, especially with the updates to Star Tours. And so yeah, I think they could bring back a ride like this in Epcot.
Yeah,
and it would be awesome. It wouldn't have to be Body Wars, but
yeah, I mean, if they had, I don't know, we could do another Imagineering episode and come up with just a Star Tours type concept. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, are those Star Tours ride vehicles just chilling in the Gold Dome? Like, can we go spin it up? Disney, what's going on? Just refurb that thing. Do a limited Body Wars release.
That's right.
Keep all the like 1990s, 80s graphics. Let's just go pure nostalgia. And Josh, come on, this would be you
dust it off, guys. Come on, let us in.
Yeah, dust it off. The social media spin on this one alone would be worth it. Josh, come on.
We're willing to do it. We're willing to inhale whatever's in there. If you let us
it's only a little bit of asbestos. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Yeah, that was open until 2007. Closed January 1st, 2007.
Okay, shout out to Body Wars. Yeah, no, that was the Wonders of Life was so cool. I think we'll come back to Epcot later too, but I'm going to take us to Hollywood Studios for a minute.
Yes.
This is one that it was a fairly short-lived show, but it was called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Play It.
Yeah.
Do you remember Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Regis?
Oh, it was incredible.
Phenomenon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great show. For any younger people out there, it was just a game show hosted by Regis Philbin. And when it came out, it was on ABC, and it was a total phenomenon. You would answer questions, trivia questions, and each question you'd win more money. It started with $100, and then 12, 15 questions later, you get all the way up to $1 million. And it was so dramatic, and they built it up so much, and you had all these lifelines. You could phone a friend, or you could ask the audience, whatever. So Disney World had a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire show, and to capitalize on this craze, and I loved it. I remember I was so into Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
You got to play. Like they brought the host out. They brought people from the audience that got to play. It was like you were on the show, like in the audience. You got to do the 50-50 and do the phone a friend and stuff. That was great. I wish it was around still. I mean, I think, but like that was such like a flash in the pan type of show. I guess it's still kind of around, but it was great.
I don't even know if I know it survived for a long time as like a daytime show. It might still be on. I actually honestly don't know if it is still on, but like you got to do on the real show, it was like 10 people were sitting there who could be potential contestants.
Yep.
And they would give you like an initial question. It was the fastest finger question. Mm-hmm. And it was like you had to put 4 things in the right order, and whoever did it fastest got to play. They had that in the Disney World show. And then in your seat, you could answer questions, and they would kind of keep score. And so if the person who was in there lost or whatever, someone else would go in. And yeah, you could win. If you got the $1 million prize, do you know what the prize was? At Disney World?
Actually, I don't know what
a Disney cruise. Oh, you believe that?
That's great. Yeah,
you got the $1 million.
Yeah, incredible. That's so funny. Yeah, that's clever. This is just making me think of like old Who Wants to Be a Millionaire moments. Do you remember that? Like it was like one of the first. Maybe it was the first guy who won, or one of the first people who won. He got the last question, and he was like, I'm gonna call my dad.
100%.
And he just pulled a switcheroo on Regis. He goes, "Dad, I don't really need you to answer the question. I just want to tell you I'm about to win $1 million." Hung up. And it was incredible.
Electric. I remember that guy's name. His name was John Carpenter.
Yes.
I believe he was from Connecticut.
Incredible.
I believe the answer to the question was Richard Nixon. I don't know what the question was. But.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like who was on a TV show.
Was it Laugh-In or something?
Yeah, Laugh-In. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
This came out in like 1999. I'm like,
so good.
It's electric.
The crowd went nuts. Regis was loving it. He was just laughing. It was great. It was so good.
Regis
Shout
is
out
so
to
good.
shout out to what was his name? John Carpenter?
John Carpenter. I think that was his name. Shout out to him wherever he is.
John, if you're listening, come on the pod anytime. You're welcome anytime. Phone a friend. Phone
5-star review.
Phone travel agent. Phone your travel agent, Steve at Just That Magic Travel. We'll get you on the next episode.
Hey, the guy's a millionaire. I mean,
incredible. So good.
We want to talk about Gone But Not Forgotten. Regis Philbin. Shout out to Regis. He'll never be forgotten. He lives on in our hearts always. So I have two more thoughts about this. One is that I don't think they need to bring back Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. But you know what they should? They should do a game show.
Yeah.
And you know what I think it should be? It's a show that's on ABC. So Disney owns it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Family Feud. How much do you watch Family Feud?
Yeah. I don't watch it, but I see the clips all the time. It's hilarious. Family Feud Steve Harvey's great.
He's something else.
His reactions to some of the answers, it makes it so much better. It's like
his face. He just has the funniest face. He makes the funniest faces. He cracks me up. Steve Harvey's Steve, come on the pod.
Shout out to Steve. Other Steve.
The other Steve. He can be the original Steve.
Original Steve. Okay, yeah.
But I think if they could put Family Feud game in Hollywood studios, wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, that would be incredible. I remember going to that show, but I don't remember what is there now. Do you know?
This was my last question because I was like, you'd have to be a real expert to know where, because I would never guess. What's there now, you might be shocked by this, is Toy Story Mania.
Oh.
Because Toy Story Mania predates Toy Story Land.
Yeah.
So that it wasn't part of that whole thing. So that's what is there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it's, if you can imagine, that part of the park is now obviously completely different. But I think you'd have to put it somewhere else. But a Family Feud show. That's my little Imagineering idea for this episode.
That would be awesome. Let's keep it on Hollywood Studios while we're here, Steve. Do you remember... And a shout out to our guest Adam on the last episode. He was awesome. He brought this up, and I loved this as a kid. The Honey I Shrunk the Kids play area.
Yes.
Do you remember this, Steve?
I'm aware of it, but I don't think I ever went into it. I don't even really know where it was.
It was awesome. It was like, if you ever seen Honey I Shrunk the kids get shrunk down. They're like stuck in the backyard. They're running through it's like giant blades of grass, huge bugs, like toys that are like 2 times the size. And they made a play area, kind of like another, I'm going to give a little preview here, kind of like the Boneyard in Dinoland, USA.
Gone but not forgotten.
Gone but not forgotten. Where it was just like slides and climbing things and like giant blades of grass. It was themed like Honey I Shrunk the Kids. It was awesome. Giant Lego blocks, a film canister slide. That was awesome. That was really cool. And now they closed that to make way for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Okay.
Yeah, so where Galaxy's Edge is, there was a few things back there, but part of it was the Honey I Shrunk the Kids play area.
That was like that Streets of America or something. Wasn't that? Because you've talked about the Lights, Motors, Action show, which I think was over there as well.
It was also there. Yep, that was also back there. And that was like stunt cars and they would drive around. I didn't have that on my list, but that's a great one as well. If you ever saw that, it was really cool. They did like a motorcycle and car stunt show, and then they like unpacked it and showed you how they did it. And then, there's a car that drives really fast backwards and goes off a jump. And then they bring that car out later, and it's really just a backwards car, like the guy's sitting in the back seat facing out the back. So he's not really driving backwards, but it looks like it because the way the car is set up. Like, there's some really cool stuff. Yeah, that was a great one. That was over there as well. Yep.
That's cool. Yeah. No, people have such vivid memories of that, of the Honey I Shrunk the Kids play area for sure. But I do not. But it's not forgotten by, it's forgotten by me, but not by others. So that's a great one.
Yeah, that was open from 1990 to 2016, about 25 years. 26.
Yeah, my whole childhood. I mean, that's so funny. I must have gone in at some point, but yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to take us over to Animal Kingdom.
Let's go.
So,
do it.
Dinoland USA, Gone But Not Forgotten.
Yep.
We already talked about Boneyard, Gone But Not Forgotten. Okay. I want to bring us back to something that's been gone from Dinoland for a little while longer, which I actually really loved. It was a roller coaster called Primeval Whirl. Did you ever go on Primeval Whirl?
I don't think I ever did this. Yeah.
It was a short-lived ride, relatively. It was open in 2002, and it never reopened after COVID. And it was ramping down even before that, but it was a really simple little roller coaster, almost like a carnival ride kind of roller coaster. Mm-hmm. Is it called like a mousetrap or like a mouse something roller coaster, where you're sitting in a little like circular thing with a couple of other people, and as you're going on the roller coaster, the thing spins. And so you stop, you go down a hill and you stop at one thing, it spins, and it kind of feels like it's going over the edge and goes down. And it was a cool little roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
I think in terms of the sort of, the scale of Disney rides and the complexity of them, it's on the level of like a Barnstormer. Mm-hmm. It was that kind of a roller coaster. But I think it was better than the Barnstormer. But it was not popular. And especially as it got to the end, people didn't like it, really. And I don't really fully know why. There were a couple of high profile actually like cast member deaths, unfortunately, associated with kind of maintaining the ride, and I think it kind of got a bad reputation partially because of that, and just I think people didn't like it that much, but I did. And so Primeval Whirl, part of the whole Chester and Hester's with the carnival games and Triceratops spin, and it was really kind of the anchor of that, and it's gone, but it's not forgotten, and what's going in there now is going to be, much better. But shout out to Primeval Whirl. I thought it was a great little ride.
Yeah. Shout out to Dinoland in general. I mean, I think Tropical Americas is going to be awesome. Like the renderings and the pictures and like the concept looks really, really cool. I'm excited to see what they do with that. And Indiana Jones will be cool. But, Dinoland, Dinosaur, Boneyard, there's some just great memories over there.
It was. Got too much hate.
Yeah. But. Steve, I don't have any other Animal Kingdoms. I don't know if you do. Wait a second.
Oh.
I just thought of something.
Oh, no.
At Animal Kingdom that I have to shout out. Kite Tails.
Oh. I should have known.
Shout out to Kite Tails. I just thought of it out there.
Do you remember in Coco, did you ever see the movie Coco?
Yeah.
Where they go to where the uncle guy lives, and he wants to borrow that guy's guitar.
Yep.
And the guy is totally forgotten, and he dies the final death, right? and because he's been totally forgotten.
Yep.
And then what's the like the uncle, the great grandpa's name? I forget his name, but whatever. Whatever it is, he almost disappears, right? Because Coco, his daughter, is dying and losing her memory.
Yeah.
And that is where Kite Tails is now. Yes. With Fran keeping it alive. It is gone and is not forgotten by like one person. She will keep that alive. She's going to keep that alive. That's going to be her legacy, is remembering Kite Tails. So,
So, as you know, we did the grand reveal that I am, in fact, Fish and Chips fan.
Oh.
So, for the listeners that don't know,
I just found out. I'm writing this down.
So this is like, I might quit. One of my best posts was I took a video at Festival of Lion King. They have a little guy that's flipping a little kite around, and I took a video and I said, great shout out to Kite Tails in Festival of Lion King.
And it's the best joke for like five people.
Yeah, nobody gets it.
But for the people who get it, it's 100%.
It was basically just directed at you, Steve. Nobody else was going to understand that joke.
What is Kite Tails? What is it?
Shout out
to Kite Tails. Yeah.
All right. That wasn't my real pick, but I just had to throw it out there.
No, you got it. My God.
I'm going to run it back to Hollywood Studios. Do you remember the Studio Backlot Tour?
Of course.
Studio Backlot Tour was awesome. It was really cool. And then you go into like Catastrophe Canyon, and there's water and fire. And that was early Hollywood Studios, I don't think it was opening day, but it was 1989. 1989 Hollywood Studios closed in 2014. It did get replaced by Toy Story Land. So that's another thing that, obviously we love Toy Story Land. You can't, I wouldn't go back to backlot tours, but that was a cool one.
No, I think of all the rides that have gone away, I'm not saying that this is like the best ride that's ever gone away, but I think it's the one that, like, if you could bring one back, like Hollywood Studios really could use something like this where it's about Hollywood, about the movies.
Yeah.
The animation courtyard, especially now that it's kind of reimagined, I think is doing a little bit of that. But the actual like movie making, the studio aspect of it, I don't know. It's something is missing from the Hollywood, part of Hollywood Studios without that ride. So some version of that.
Yep. It fit the theme so well, and it did. Yeah. It was exhilarating because like you're on it was basically the ride vehicle of Kilimanjaro Safari, right? It was like the bus, but then they would like bring you out on a bridge that like would make like wobble and felt like you were gonna go off the side, and then they had a big gush of water. But the cool thing was they explained it after. They showed you how they would do that for stunt shows and movies, and they brought you behind and saw all the props from old movies. I don't know if you remember this. They had like the big. Did you ever see the movie Armageddon? The big like
a long time ago, but yes,
the big like I don't know, forget what they called it, but it was like the truck that they drove on the asteroid. They had that like in the backlot, so you could like drive by and see it. It was really cool, like props, like they had props from movies, airplanes, and things like that, all in the backlot tour. Really cool.
And part of that must have been that because it was MGM Studios back then, right? So so they had access to all that MGM stuff But now Disney is as big as are they the biggest? I mean, I guess Universal or maybe Paramount. They're among those biggest entertainment conglomerates, right? Like they have plenty of IP that they can draw on, right, for those kind of things. So I think a reimagined great movie ride is part of that as well. But I don't know. I think they missed that backlot tour a lot. So.
Yeah. They do need. I mean, I think Monstropolis will take some heat off of Toy Story Land and Galaxy's Edge, but they need to fill out Hollywood Studios. I think it's too tight. There's it's very popular now with both obviously Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land. Put some stuff on the other side. I think over by Tower of Terror. I think that would be 100%. Just enough to kind of balance it out.
Yeah, they need a backlot tour, a great movie ride that just take people out of circulation, but are still great.
Yep.
And just speak to that Hollywood part of it. So
Yeah.
All right.
What else you got, Steve?
I'm gonna take us to. So we're the Skyliner squad, right?
We are. Yeah.
Did you ever ride on the precursor to the Skyliner that was in the Magic Kingdom? Do you even know what I'm talking about? The Magic Kingdom Skyway. Do you have any recollection of this?
I don't remember this. I've seen pictures. I thought there was one at Disneyland too, right?
Yes.
I have not. I don't think I ever went on that, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So it was a gondola system that brought people from Fantasyland to Tomorrowland, and so there were two stations you could go back and forth, and it was there when I first went to Disney World, and I have kind of a claim to a dark day in Disney history. So there was, again, we're talking about cast members dying on Primeval World. This is what I'm bringing to the podcast, unfortunately. But there was a very unfortunate death of a cast member doing maintenance and working on the Magic Kingdom Skyway. And it happened on a day that I was in the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, no way.
February 14th, 1999. And I remember, wasn't aware of what happened. I was 10 years old, but they blocked off like half of the Magic Kingdom. Like all of a sudden you couldn't go past like the carousel and stuff, and nobody really knew why. And that was why. And it was a few months after that they took out the Skyway in Magic Kingdom. I don't think it was because of that. I think that was maybe a contributing factor. But the one in Disneyland had been taken out a few years before that. I think it just, people didn't really use it that much, and whatever, it was a lot to maintain. But I remember that day, you know, I was in the Magic Kingdom. I remember it. So the Skyliner has a precedent in Disney parks. And I actually think, though it wouldn't have to be a Skyway, I think this existing somewhere in Disney parks would be a good idea. I actually would love it in Epcot across the World Showcase. They have the boats, which is great, but wouldn't it be so cool to be able to go across the lake above to see all the countries, right, all around, and you don't have to do that mile walk around the World Showcase? Cool. I think that would be amazing.
You know what I was thinking about with that type of thing? Would also be kind of cool if they had like almost like a mini monorail that went around World Showcase. You know what I mean?
That would be amazing.
Because the monorail does come through, but obviously you only can get off at the entrance, right? If they had like a intra-park monorail, like a mini version, that would be really cool.
Like a cross between like a monorail and a people mover around the World Showcase. You could see everything. That would be amazing. Yeah. I think the transportation systems within the park, I don't know. I think that would be cool. I think it would be cool in every park, but there used to be this Skyway in the Magic Kingdom, and I don't know. I guess people didn't really use it too much, but I would use it. So shout out to the Skyway.
Shout out. We've talked about this before, Steve. I got to shout it out. Tom Sawyer's Island.
Oh man.
And you're going to Disneyland here pretty soon. There's still a Tom Sawyer Island at Disneyland.
Don't you dare make me go to Tom Sawyer Island.
It's not as robust, let's say, as the Disney World Tom Sawyer
Island.
Island.
Oh, it's not? Oh, okay.
From what I can tell. And I don't know that I've done the Disneyland Tom Sawyer Island, but yeah, Tom Sawyer Island was cool. That was an original. It was inside the rivers of America, so the ferry boat, which is also gone but not forgotten.
Yep.
So this was cool because you got to go on like a little it was like a wooden raft. Like it was a pontoon boat, but they made it look like a rickety old raft made out of logs. And you go over to Tom Sawyer's Island, and there was caves and paths and a fort and a lot of cool stuff that you could do over there. It was a good it was like an escape almost from the crowds because it wasn't always there's people over there, but it wasn't packed. You could, you could get some shade under the trees. It was kind of like a little nature walk. It was good to let the kids blow off steam over there. I liked it, but I'll caveat that as I'm much more excited about Piston Peak. I think Piston Peak is a worthy replacement for Tom Sawyer Island.
Yeah. Now, I think it took up a lot of space, and
yes,
but part of me just thinks, because those areas are so important. Like you talked about the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids play area, and the play areas now, like in the Boneyard, and those are all gone but not forgotten at this point. And there's some indoor ones in Epcot that we've talked about, like After Mission Space and Figment and stuff like that. But if they just rethemed it to something other than Tom Sawyer, like why is it Tom Sawyer? I'm sure in 1971, was something on people's minds, right?
Yep.
Like could they make it like Neverland, right? Or like something else that would kind of, not that that's that relevant either, but more than Tom Sawyer, I guess. But it's just like, I'm in Disney World. Why am I going to go to Tom Sawyer's Island? But if I could go to some other like Moana's Island, right? That would be cool. So
that would be
anyway, cool. I don't know. I don't disparage those areas. Those are needed for the families, like you said. The kids sometimes just need to run around.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see because like Piston Peak is supposed to be a whole area, right? It's not just a ride. There's a couple rides. There's some areas like maybe they do have some areas there to blow off steam. I don't know if all the details have been released, but I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt on that. I think having a Cars area is was definitely needed. Obviously, Disneyland DCA has the Cars area and the Cars ride. They definitely needed something in World. Right. So I think that's gonna be good. But I had to shout out Tom Sawyer Island. It was
Tom
a great
Sawyer
one.
Island. Shout out to Gone but Not Forgotten. Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna try to get out there. It's on my would be nice to do list. So we're gonna see how much I get done.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I might even take those because they got the Davy Crockett rafts, so you can do a canoe out there. Can you imagine? I'm gonna go do that. We're gonna do enough out there.
Don't drag your daughter over to Tom Sawyer's Island, please. She's gonna hate. She'll be like, Why did Magic Mike make you take me over to this island?
If she makes me sit through Turtle Talk with Crush at DCA, she can come on a Davy Crockett boat, all right? So I have really one more that I want to talk about. And this is not a ride or attraction or an area or anything.
Ooh.
This is a snack.
Ooh.
And it was, when I was a kid, it was my favorite snack by far.
Okay.
And it is gone but not forgotten. Do you remember the Goofy Bar?
I don't think I ever had a
Blank
Goofy
stare.
Bar. No.
Goofy Bar. The Goofy Bar. Okay. So when I first went to Disney World, when you went to the ice cream cart, you could get your Mickey bar and whatever else. And then the first time I went, it was a Pocahontas bar.
Okay.
And it was just like a Mickey ice cream bar, except it was bigger. And it was chocolate ice cream on the inside with caramel.
Ooh.
And this thing was gigantic. I'm telling you. Like, a Mickey bar is a nice, solid, big bar.
Yeah.
This was like 50% bigger.
No.
I'm telling you, like, you thought you died and went to heaven when you ate this thing. It must have been 2,500 calories. It was so good. So it was called Pocahontas Bar. I went in 1996. That was like the most recent movie at the time. The next time I went in 99, it was a Hercules Bar.
Okay.
And so that's what they were doing, I guess. Probably was a Quasimodo bar or whatever, you know what I mean?
Theming it as
Mulan
whatever
bar.
they released that year for.
Exactly. But eventually it just was a Goofy Bar. And last time I went in 2005, I believe, as a kid, it was 2005, I believe the Goofy Bar was still there. And then when I went back as an adult, it was gone. I don't really know what happened to it. I mean, it's not like Disney is... It's not like it was too unhealthy or something. I mean, it's you could still get, maybe, I don't know why it went away, but I'm telling you, this thing was just, it was like an everyday, like you have to go on every day kind of thing at Disney World. It was a quintessential part of it.
We need to get this trending. The snacks like have a whole social media ecosystem. I mean, the ice cream, cookie dough ice cream brownie bar at Animal Kingdom, that was like a big craze. People are always posting the snacks. Steve, let's get the Goofy Bar back. I need to try this.
Goofy Bar.
Yeah.
I forgot all about the Animal Kid. That thing is 3 times bigger than this Goofy Bar was.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. And it was just at one of the standard choices. Maybe it wasn't popular. I don't know why it wouldn't be popular. I mean, this thing,
so good.
I can't say enough. It was so good. So,
yeah.
The Goofy Bar. Anyone who's a Goofy Bar fan out there, get in touch. Leave a 5-star review and tell us all about it. So
call your travel agent, Steve. He can get you there. He can't guarantee that they'll bring the Goofy Bar back, but we'll make it. Fish and Chips fan will put in the effort here. We'll get our loyal listener Josh on the phone. We'll just see what we can do. We've got former cast members now, on the pod. We've got some sway, Steve. I think we can bring it back.
100%. We got the ear of the big people now. We know who to call. It's good. Get that Goofy Bar back in circulation. I don't know. I need it.
That sounds great. Oh man,
it was so good. I'm telling you.
You had me at caramel. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything you said after that.
Can you imagine the caramel in the behind the? Oh my god.
So all right, I've got 2 more. I don't know if you've got any more. I've got 2 more, Steve, and then if you want to keep going or if you want to pivot and we can talk about, some speculative.
I want to hear what you got. Yeah. And
okay.
Then we speculate. Yeah.
I've got one that it's gone, but it's definitely not forgotten because it is the legacy of the Frozen Ever After ride, and it's Maelstrom.
Yeah.
Maelstrom was the original ride in the Norway Pavilion. I don't know if you remember that. I know 100%. We've talked about this, so I know you remember this. It was a little scary, a little terrifying. So it was like trolls. Like that was the theme of Norway, was the trolls, like scary trolls. And the ride was the boat ride. It was the same boat ride as the Frozen boat ride. Obviously, the theming was different. And there was a point in this ride where you like went out like an open window briefly.
Yes.
Do you remember this?
Absolutely.
They've closed it off, right?
Yeah.
Frozen doesn't have this aspect, but there is that point in the ride where you go forward and then you go backwards, right?
Yes.
In Maelstrom, the boat like poked out a window. Like it felt like you were going out the window.
Yes, you were hanging out the side. Yeah, it was like, and it went far. It was like, wait a minute, are we
Yeah.
like gonna fall out?
Yeah, it was a little sketch, but That was great. And I used to love those trolls. They still have the big troll in the shop there. If you go in the Norway shop, there's like a big troll and they still sell them. But that used to be something I always kind of like looked at, and they had some cool merch in the Norway pavilion.
Absolutely. I miss Maelstrom. I love Frozen Ever After, but it's Maelstrom was great. It was great. I think World Showcase could use some more of those kind of rides for sure.
Yeah, and I understand they wanted to bring in some IP. It wasn't an IP ride. It was like a, an unthemed, if you call it that. All right, here's my last one. It's not something at the parks, but it is something that people will remember. Do you remember before it was called Disney Springs, Downtown Disney?
Yes.
And it had an area that was adults only. I never went to this, but I still remember it. Because obviously we were kids. Kids. It was closed during the day. It was only open at night. Pleasure Island. Yes. And it was like a club scene, bars, like a real hop-in drinking spot for the adults.
Totally.
Our parents were definitely, living it up. Like, Josh, where is that for us? Like,
I know.
We got drinking around the world, but that's not really like,
no.
That's frowned upon, if you're, getting crazy at Epcot.
When you're with your 4 kids.
I can't really pull it off the same way. But yeah, Pleasure Island, they've obviously, Downtown Disney is now Disney Springs, and the whole island that was Pleasure Island is now all restaurants and shops and everything. Like, they've integrated it into the setup. But I just had to shout that out. It was something I remember from childhood.
No, absolutely. I totally remember it. And like, there's not that many places for adults to do that. Like, there's the Scat Cat Lounge at Port Orleans French Quarter. There's Trader Sam's, which after like 8 o'clock is adults only.
Yep.
There used to be on Boardwalk this place, Jelly Rolls. That was like a dueling piano bar, but in the last year or so, that's gone. I mean, there's some. If you're an adult and you go to Disney, you'll have a great time. You can drink around the world or whatever. But I think Pleasure Island served a good purpose at Disney World. So I don't know. Yeah, they could use Pleasure Island. Maybe there are places at Disney Springs that I can't think of. Sound off in the comments if so, but I don't know.
I'm thinking back. I think there was, probably part of the reason is there was a lot of children that were just kind of left at the hotel, asleep in the hotel room. Probably not the best parenting, but I have a feeling that's probably part of the reason they shut it down.
No, it could be. But these days, days there's so many. Maybe it was the case then too, but it's certainly the case now. There's so many adults that just go without kids.
Right. Yeah. Disney adults. Yeah.
It's so common.
For sure.
So absolutely. I don't know. Maybe they don't need that. They're just perfectly happy with all that other stuff. But I don't know. I think it served a good purpose. So yeah, shout out to Pleasure Island. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple more. I'm sure we missed some stuff. Listeners, sound off in the comments. Please. Feel free to call your travel agent, Steve. All his info is in there. While you're telling him about rides that you miss, he can get you hooked up for a trip to see all the new rides that just opened.
Right.
We got new Big Thunder. We've got Soarin' Across America. All these new variations and new rides that are opening up.
Bluey.
Bluey. Yeah, the Bluey area. That looks awesome. Get in touch with Steve. He'll hook you up with a trip. And then that way, in 20 years, 30 years, when you're talking about this type of stuff with your kids, you'll have something to remember.
That's right. So let's fast forward 20, 30 years, Mike.
Let's do it.
How do you want to do this? Do you want to talk about like some of the original stuff or what do you want to do?
I think we should speculate. I think there's some things we know, obviously, like Dinoland. I don't think we need to touch on those, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like, let's be completely speculative here. Let's think of things that maybe aren't the most popular rides and do a little Imagineering edge to it. What could replace it? You mentioned something about this movie, this IP, Coco.
Yeah.
As much as I love Three Caballeros, I could see a Coco-themed ride replacing Three Caballeros, where you go, to the land of the dead instead of, the chasing Donald and Jose and Panchito around Mexico. It would be really cool if that boat ride kind of took you through all the skeletons and like the, lights and everything, the Coco theme. I think that would be a cool one. I don't want that to be the case because I love Three Caballeros, but I could see that happening.
Yeah, I could too. And there is going to be a Coco ride kind of similar to what you're saying in Disneyland. It's coming down the road. But yeah, I think Coco is definitely underrepresented. And I think the Three Caballeros, we love it. In terms of IP, I think it's pretty low on the list,
Right.
you know, certainly under Coco. So yeah, I think Coco's got to go somewhere for sure. Yeah, I mean, where my brain went when you kind of said that we could speculate is like, what are some of the classics, originals, like the Carousel of Progress, right?
Yeah.
That are gonna stand the test of time, and which ones like could not, right? Like which ones could go away? Like I'm thinking like Magic Kingdom. I think Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean are never going away.
I agree.
I think those two are here to stay forever, basically.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
But I think something like I've said my criticism of this in the past. I think the Jungle Cruise, not anytime soon, right? But if we're sitting here in 30 years, as we will be, you know, on episode 4,000 of the Magic Kings podcast in 30 years, you know, we might be talking about, the Jungle Cruise is gone, because I don't know. It's in 2026 sitting here. We've talked about the animatronics. We've talked about the jokes. It's a little tired. Now, it's a popular ride still. It's a beloved ride still. But we're talking about our kids' generation, right?
Yeah.
When I just could see it. Now, what could go there? They obviously, you know, under Iger, certainly everything was IP, right? What could the IP be? Could it be, you know, what could any number of things could have an Adventureland style boat ride? Coco could, right? You know, but something like the Jungle Book, which will be, you know, outdated then as sort of is now, but, you know, something IP related could be over there. I don't know, but that's one to me where it's like, of those kind of the ones that seem untouchable classics now, that's one in Magic Kingdom where I could see, in 20, 30 years, maybe that is on the chopping block.
Yeah, I that's a tough one, right? Because there is so much. It's an original ride, right? Yeah. It's one of the ones they brought from Disneyland, right? They copied from Disneyland. It would be hard for me to see them replace. Like, I can't imagine being in the pitch room there with somebody going, let's replace Jungle Cruise. Like, I think you'd just get fired on the spot at Disney. You know, Josh would be like, get out, get out. You're done. But I can see them like reimagining it and making it, you know, theming it around maybe a new movie that we haven't even seen yet, right? Like bringing in something else it's still a boat ride, but maybe it's like different characters. Maybe it's not, you know, the dad jokes. Maybe it's something different, and maybe there's like an area that they have some action. They bring some action in and make a cool like setup for, you know, instead of backside of water, there's like a explosion or something. You know, I don't even know. Like I feel like it's not going to go away, but I could definitely see them, you know, putting some life into it.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think that's one that they could probably get away with it. I totally agree with you. You can't get away with Pirates is so awesome and beloved that you couldn't touch it. Haunted Mansion the same, right? There's a whole almost like a cult, like, you know, cult classic type of feel around Haunted Mansion. So I feel like those ones are probably not going to get touched anytime soon. I could see a major overhaul in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Tomorrowland for me, I mean, they added Tron, obviously. They've got the new Buzz Lightyear. But Tomorrowland, for me, like the whole point of Tomorrowland was like to be futuristic. It's not really futuristic anymore, right? It doesn't feel futuristic. Right. Like Tomorrowland Speedway, it's cool. Like they copied Autopia cars and stuff like that. But it's like these clunky old gas-powered go-karts. Like I could easily see that not being there in 20 years and being replaced by something totally new. What it is, I don't know. But that's a lot of real estate right in the middle for a smelly, loud, not futuristic ride in the middle of Tomorrowland. I don't know how you feel about that, Steve. I think that one's just ripe for some changes.
No, I mean, we talk a lot about Tomorrowland Speedway on this podcast somehow. Yeah. It always comes up, and like they are updating. They've actually announced more about the details of it. They're updating the electric cars, you know, in Disneyland on the Autopia out there. Yep. To me, I'm like, why are we even doing that? Like, let's just cut it. Like, it's so, like you said, it's so much space.
It is.
What are we doing with this space?
It's a ton of real estate. Yeah.
It's prime. It's right there. It's like,
Right.
it's right in the heart of Magic Kingdom, right? It's like the first ride after Fantasyland, right by the teacups. Boom, is
Totally. And you could take heat off Tron. You could take heat off Space Mountain. Like, I mean, there's a lot to do in Tomorrowland, right? Like, you got People Mover, you got Monsters Inc., you got Buzz, you got Space Mountain, you got Tron. But like, all of those are very popular. So like, taking some heat off Tron and Space and Buzz, like those, that would be that's ripe for the picking. I feel like I'm gonna get hate because I do bring up Tomorrowland Speedway a lot. I don't hate Tomorrowland Speedway.
No, me neither.
I just think it could be better, and I'm disappointed that it's not. You know what I mean? Like, I feel 100%. It just feels like it should be more.
I agree. No, I mean, there is so much. It's probably the most packed land in all of Disney World. Yeah. And there are, like, Buzz Lightyear is high capacity ride with the Omni Mover deal.
Yep.
People Mover is too, like, but still, you have Space Mountain, you have Tron, and then you also have Dumbo and Barnstormer right up there, which are low capacity rides, right?
Right.
I don't know. That space for Tomorrowland Speedway, it's not to its fullest potential. So that one, I think, and that I believe is an opening day attraction for Disney World. So yeah, I think that one could be on the chopping block. I don't know.
Steve, is there anything at Animal Kingdom that you could, because like Animal Kingdom, I feel like it's still so new, right? Yeah. It's not like Animal Kingdom is it's like 30 years now, right? That it's been around, or maybe not that many, but
98, I think was so.
Yeah, almost 30 years, right? Yeah. So it feels new, like it was new when we were kids, right? Yeah. So it feels like they've done obviously Dinoland. Is there anything else you could see them changing in Animal Kingdom or getting rid of maybe?
And they've also done Pandora.
That's right.
That was Camp Mini Mickey or whatever. And we've talked, they're going to put in Australia. I mean, Bluey is just nosing her way in. They even brought wallabies and kangaroos up to conservation station. Like, Australia is shoehorning its way in there no matter what. Yeah,
that should just be permanently changed to
100%.
Australia.
Just build it out, right?
Yeah.
Into Australia land.
Yeah.
I mean,
make the train up there, like fill out the area along the train and make it like bring kangaroos in, right? Like bring some Australian animals in there. That would be so cool. As you're going by, you see kangaroos jumping around. That would be awesome. Yes.
No, that would be fantastic. Yeah. But I mean, thinking about because there are opening day attractions still, like Dinosaur is closed now, and they just updated It's Tough to Be a Bug. Kilimanjaro Safaris, that'll never go anywhere. That's a permanent, obviously thing at Disney World. As long as Disney World and Animal Kingdom exists, that'll be there.
Yep.
I think there's one, and I've also talked criticism of this ride. Kali River Rapids. I think we disagree about this ride.
I like this, but I was about to say the same thing.
Oh, I want to hear what you have to say, because I've already said my piece about it.
I think outside of conservation station and making that like go full throated, Australia.
Yeah.
I think that is the only other thing that you could replace and not have like an uproar, right?
Yeah.
Kali River Rapids, like you either love it or hate it.
Yeah.
And even if you love it, it's one where you're like, I don't feel like getting soaking wet today. I'll skip it. You know what I mean? Like that's like a once every 5 trips type of ride. Not in every. You don't need to go every time you go. Every 5 years, once every 5, you get. Oh, okay. I remember why I didn't go on this for 5 years. I could definitely see them replacing Kali River Rapids with something else. What would you speculate? Like, what would you think would be a good fit for that?
I was thinking about this the other day, and this actually would be a great topic, I think, for an episode of just Disney IP that is underrepresented at Disney World.
Yeah.
And something that came to mind, because that's in Asia, right? It's Asia land.
Yep.
It's Expedition Everest, right?
Mm-hmm.
A movie that actually takes place in Asia that is all about animals, that has no representation, as far as I know, at Animal Kingdom, actually used to for a brief time, is The Jungle Book.
Ooh, yeah.
The only representation of Jungle Book that I honestly know of at Disney World is at Pop Century, they
The
have,
blue.
in the 60s
Yeah.
or 70s, I forget which decade it even came out, but it has the statue. Okay.
Yep.
Whatever, there was where the Finding Nemo show was. Before that, there was a Tarzan show, but I think when it first opened, I believe, people can correct me, I believe that was a Jungle Book show for a brief time.
Okay.
But I think a ride about the Jungle Book, it wouldn't have to be a water ride, whatever, but a ride around the Jungle Book, and you could make it a genuine educational thing about, the rainforests of, the Indian subcontinent, right, of Asia.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool. And Kali River Rapids it has none of that. The theming is just not there. So I don't know. I think something with the Jungle Book belongs in Asia.
That's a great call. Yeah, that would be a good fit. I can't think of anything else that I would put there. I mean, outside of redoing it entirely and not making it a water ride, right? Like you could probably keep it as a water ride and do some Jungle Book theming or have some other stuff. I think Festival Lion King show is still fresh in my mind. I feel like there should be more Lion King. There should be a Lion King ride. Something. I don't know what it is, but there should be more Lion King representation in there. That, the show is awesome. It's amazing. But I feel like they could get away with some more Lion King IP in there.
Well, again, what they had that was Lion King IP?
Kite Tails.
Bring back Kite Tails. Solve so many problems.
Solves it all. Ties it in.
I totally agree. That Lion King is, we'll say that'll be another episode, a future episode, because there's so many that I think there's a few that are overrepresented.
Yeah.
But many that are under. So yeah, I think Jungle Book, I think it would fit. I'm not the Imagineer of the show. That's you, Mike. But you have to think.
I'll put my Imagineering hat on, and I'll come up with some ideas.
Yeah. Any more you think might be on the chopping block when we're 1,000 episodes in?
So this is one that I could very easily see going away, even though it's very new. I would not be surprised if the Disney Villains Ever After show gets canceled after a couple years, because they're building a whole Villains Land, right?
Totally.
You don't need to have Villains show when there's a whole Villains Land. That area, they got to bring more to that side of the park to balance it out, right? Obviously you got Rock and Roller Coaster now open with Muppets. You got Tower of Terror, but there's so many popular things on the other side. You got to bring some of the crowds over this way. I could see them sneaking in a major ride into that spot, not just a show, but using that real estate for a big ride. Maybe something Marvel, right? There's not a lot of Marvel in Florida. I could see more Marvel there. Obviously Guardians is the big one, but maybe Spider-Man or some of the other Marvel characters. Iron Man, do something with Iron Man, right? I feel like there's a lot of untapped Marvel potential that would be a good fit in Hollywood studios.
Totally. I think we've talked about this, and I should kind of know the deal with this, but there's something about how they can't use certain Marvel properties because Universal has the rights to.
Okay.
But it's not all, right? Because Guardians is there.
Right.
But I think Spider-Man, because there's a Spider-Man ride at Universal.
That's right.
And so I just went to Universal. They have the Hulk. Who's Doctor Doom? Is that a Spider-Man thing? I don't even know.
I believe it's Marvel. I think it's Fantastic
Four. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's right. So let's say they can't use Fantastic Four, the Hulk, Spider-Man. Okay. But
that's right. I forgot about this. Yeah.
But they can obviously use Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. The other huge one, do they have an Iron Man? I forget. Iron Man would be huge.
Iron Man, yeah.
And then there's the Ant-Man and those, but
yeah. Captain America, right?
Captain America, totally.
There's a lot of big ones they could pull off and get a good crowd, right?
Totally. Black Panther, that was a huge move. Those are huge movies.
That would be awesome.
That would be fantastic. Make a Wakanda.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wakanda would be awesome. That would be a huge draw.
Because there's no Black Panther at Universal. That's definitely one they can use.
No. Yeah, they got to. Yeah. They got to do something with that. That was such a popular one. There's a handful that they could do. I could see them doing. I think that's all I got, Steve. Listeners, I'm sure we forgot some core childhood memories. Please sound off.
100%.
We want to hear it. We'll, if it's a good one, we'll mention it on the next episode.
there's so many that we could say, right, that are gone but not forgotten. But yeah, please, like Mike said, write in steve@magictravel.com, email me about it. Leave a comment on Spotify. We've been getting some comments on Spotify recently. People have been leaving, which is fantastic. I mean, get in touch with us. We just want to hear from people. It's so much fun to hear from people who are listening. So yeah. So I'm trying to make a gone but not forgotten tie-in here to take us out. We're gone for now, but just don't forget us. Subscribe.
We'll be gone for 1 week. Don't forget us. Hit that subscribe button. Come listen to us next week on The Magic King.